Hey, shalom, y'all. What's going on? Excuse everything. Just moved and whatnot. Basically, was watching something about Ricky Smiley today. He was talking about, why they hated us so much. He was saying how it messed up his religion and how being in the church, sometimes he don't believe everything in the Bible. And, I was thinking about that and I was like, maybe our people just don't know and they need to find out who that they is. So I want to give you, Mr. Ricky Smiley, I want to respond to you, let you know why they do hate us so much. All right. In the Bible, in the King James Version, Psalms 58, verse 3. I'm going to show y'all some books too to prove to you who they are. Psalms 58 and 3 says, "The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they are born, speaking lies." Meaning what? That they're always going to be speaking lies. They're always going to be wicked. They're born like that. All right. That they, according to the Bible, is Esau. I want to show you that, but let me show you something else first. Habakkuk 2 and 4. I'm gonna show you something else first, real quick. By the way, make sure y'all go out and support the movie. Got a lot of information. I don't know if you can see that. It's the flyer. We at Landmark Theaters. Day in the Light of an Israelite. Make sure y'all go out and support it. That's gonna be in Bethesda. We got one coming in Atlanta, Georgia as well. So make sure y'all get out there and support that. Get our history, get our information back to where we need it to be. But watch this in Habakkuk 2. So we just read that they were estranged from the womb. So Habakkuk 1 says this: the burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. So meaning what? This is what he's seen. Watch this. "O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear?" What is that talking about? It's talking about us. How long should we cry and that he would not hear us? "Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save." Watch this. Verse 3. "Why doest thou show me iniquity, and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me." Meaning what? We've been robbed of everything. We've been robbed of our language, been robbed of, our culture, our foods, our history. We've been robbed of that, right? From they. Just remember that. We've been robbed of that from they. And once again, this is in the 1611 King James Version Bible. Okay. It says, and there are these that rise up, strife and contention, meaning what? Confusion. Like you see today, you will hear us trying to tell you who they are, for example, for this video, which is Esau according to the Bible. You will hear who they are, and you will say, well, that's confusion. But you ask that question, Mr. Ricky Smiley, that, I don't understand why they hate us so much. Watch this, verse 4. "Therefore, the law is slacked, and judgment doeth never go forth." Because we don't think that judgment going to go forth. We've been enslaved for over 400 years. To be exact, we've been enslaved all our life. As Brother Kazaniah, Soldier Kazaniah says, we've been enslaved so many times that made us a sequel. Us being enslaved that much and nothing has happened to them, that Esau, that they, which we're going to explain to you soon who Esau is according to the Bible, that would put a condition on you. That would make you, as in brother or sister, or as anyone, would say, well, how do these people get away with it so much? They go in all these different countries. They do what they want to do because it's their world, right? And it says this: "For the wicked," once again, it's Esau, "doeth compass about the righteous. Therefore, wrong judgment proceedeth." You ever think about how certain people, I don't really want to name names, but certain people that do a lot of wickedness, that seems like they don't never get punished or anything like that happens. That's the mindset of how we are. That's how we think things are going to happen. I'm going to get you something else real quick. Malachi 1 and 4. It says this, Malachi verse 1. "The burden of the word of the Lord to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you." Talking about you, brothers and sisters. "Saith the Lord. Yet you say, wherein hast thou loved us?" Because we ask that all the time. You have brothers that don't mention God, don't speak about God at all until something happens. When they got a gun at their face, they say, "God, can you help me?" When they go through this oppression that we're going through. God, can you help me? Like the lady down in Oklahoma, the cop got away with murdering a young teenage boy, but they keep calling him a man. Why are they calling him a man? She got away with that. And it's an uproar going on. And this is once again to you, Mr. Rick Smiley. You asked, I don't understand why they hate us so much. But the Bible's going to keep showing you why they hate us so much. It says this, was not Esau's Jacob's brother? Saith the Lord, yet I love Jacob. Now, once again, we always talk about Esau and people think that Esau is just a person. But let's see what the Bible says in Genesis 36. It says this, verse 1. Now, these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Edom is a nation of people. Y'all see that? So when God said, every time you're talking about Esau, you're talking about the nation of people. Anytime he's talking about Jacob, you're talking about a nation of people. There's 18 nations in the Bible. All right. It says this in verse 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains on his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Watch this, verse 4. Whereas Edom, just in case you think it's just talking about one person, it's talking about Esau. It says, whereas Edom, which is a nation of people, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. When did that happen? In 1453 during the Renaissance era. That's when that happened. The word Renaissance just means rebirth. Okay, so that's when that happened. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. Now, anybody knows that the border is the beginning of something. All right, so it said that they should call them the border of wickedness. Who is that them again? That's talking about Esau. Let me show you how that's a person too, how that's really a nation of people, but that's a person. Watch this in Isaiah 14. And once again, this is all in the Bible, the King James 1611 version Bible. Mr. Ricky Smiley, you asked the question, why do they hate us so much? Well, you got to know who they are first before you can say anything about them. Isaiah 14 and verse 16 says this, they that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee. Once again, it says they that see thee. They is a people, and consider them saying, is this the man? There you go right there. It says, is this the man? And it said they. So they is a man, which his name in the Bible is called Esau. Okay, but we're going to find out who he is today. Okay, is this the man that made the earth the tremble, that did shake up kingdoms? How did he do that? Everywhere that Esau goes, he says in his own books, everywhere that he goes, he tears down their kingdoms. Let's give an example. The Asian people. If you ever notice that they wear in their garments, that what they used to wear is their custom garments. And what you see them now is in suits. That's what it's told today, that's how you are successful, is having on suits. You see that today. So I want to show you something now. So it's little books like this. I don't know if you can see this. Classical Biblical Baby Names. Now, this book costs like $1. And you might be asking, well, okay, why is he showing us this book, right? Watch this. I want to show you something that's in this book. It's on page 72. It says the word Esau. I don't know if you can see that. It says the word Esau, meaning hairy or red. Watch this. It says of interest. According to the commentaries of Hebrew scripture, Esau is considered a significant character in world history and the forefather of the Roman Empire. The forefather of the Roman Empire. You see that? Now it says that Esau is the forefather of the Roman Empire. I want to show y'all something else in this. And who was a Roman? This book is called the Borgias. Right here. And when you talk about the Borgias, you talk about a guy named Caesar Borgia. I'm going to show you an image of this guy. Tell me who this is. Let me find the picture. Because most people will say that this man is Jesus Christ himself. But his father was Pope Alexander VI. But I want to show y'all something else for our brothers and sisters that's paying tithes in the churches. I want to read something to y'all. I want to show y'all something real quick. It says this, no pope before Alexander. Once again, his father is Alexander the Pope. No pope before Alexander had been so successful turning spiritual office into hard cash. Why? Giving tithes and stuff like that was never about money. It was always our foods, things of that nature. So it says that no pope before Alexander had been so successful in turning spiritual offers into hard cash. That's where you get your tithing from. Y'all see that? Watch this though. This is a book. Now, a lot of these books I'm showing you, they cost a lot of money. Make sure you get them now. Because anything on the internet or anything that's technical, you can always delete that, but you can never delete these books. This one is called Who is Esau? Now you can look this book up right now. This book costs at least $700-800, something like that. I believe when I first got this book about 3 years ago, it cost me like $15 or something like that. But I want to show you something that's in this book. It says Arthur Koestler also concludes that the majority of Eastern European Jews, and hence of the world Jewry, is of Khazar or not Semitic origin. In the beginning of his book, he states the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European, meaning what? The people that call themselves Jewish, of Eastern European origin, and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. Watch this. If so, this would mean that their ancestors came not from the Jordan what? In Israel, in Jerusalem, came not of the Jordan, but from Vulgar. Not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus. That's where you get the name Caucasian at. Okay? So once again, Mr. Ricky Smiley, you asking, why do they hate us so much? When you read the 1611 King James Version Bible, you see that they are called Esau. That's their name. And you see what God said about Esau. Now, this book was not written by me. You can see who the book was written by. You can look it up. Again, this book is called Who is Esau? Okay? And he just told you that the people that say that they are Jews are not really Jews. They're actually from the Caucasus Mountain, which is in Georgia, Russia. Okay? That's why they call themselves Caucasian. Okay? Now, remember, it referenced the book by Arthur Koestler. This is that book right here. I don't know how much this book is, but this is that same book right here. All right, and it's called The 13 Tribes. I want to show you what's in this book. This is why, brothers and sisters, man, we gotta read these books. We gotta get this knowledge. We gotta get this information. And it's not a hate campaign at all. It's just telling the truth and trying to wake our people back up, to teach our people things. Like I said, Mr. Ricky Smiley, you might not know anything about this, but I want to make sure I do everything I can to help you or get this information out to you. Now, in this same book that was just referenced in the Who was Esau book, again, which costs us like $800, this is the book right here, the 13 Tribe. Okay, and it says this about the so-called Native Americans. On page 192, it says that it is a Jewish or Jew and not a red Indian, meaning what? They know that's why they wear the fringes, the borders of blue. That's why their spiritual God was called Yahweh. I don't have that book on me right now. It's in one of my bags, but that's why they call their spiritual God that. And then it says this also, if you go down a little bit, it says the crinkled hair Negro type Jews. What does that mean? That's why they hate us so much, because they know that we're the real children of the Bible, Mr. Ricky Smiley. So, that's what I wanted you to know. I mean, there's plenty of books I have up here to prove that. I'm gonna show you another one. Now, this book right here, I don't know if you can see it. I want to show you what the slave said. And this is the cover of the book, just in case. And this is all this type of information. Again, it's a lot of this information we're gonna put out in these movies. We're gonna continue to try to put this word out the correct way. Again, this is not a hate campaign. This is a response to Mr. Ricky Smiley that asked the question, why do they hate us so much? And if somebody, whoever out there listening, try to get this video out to him so he can know who they are. Okay, but I want to read something for you. Now, this is talking about Israel Hill. Okay, but I'm going to read something. I'm going to show y'all something. It says Sam White's master. Sam White was a Israelite slave. Okay, it says Sam's white master, Richard Randolph, had offered a radical answer to Jefferson's memorial dilemma. He denied that any dilemma existed. Randolph was not content to restore to his slaves their God-given freedom. He also called for them to receive 400 acres of his land on which to build new lives as independent men and women. That's why if you go in Virginia today, they have a land out there which is called Israel Hill, and everybody knows about that, right? But it's something that they don't know, because I heard this one guy, I forgot his name, but he said, you know, you're not going to find anywhere where slaves said they're Israelites, or the only time you're going to see that is seeing us say that today. Well, let's see what the Bible. Oh, let's see what this book says right here. Okay, it says when Randolph's family carried out his will in 1810, after years of delay, because he died and his family had this will. So after years of delay, watch this. His ex-slaves gave the name Israel Hill to their new home in the rolling term of Prince Edward County, which is in Virginia, and they called themselves Israelites. Again, this is the book right here. This is the information that they've been hiding from us. We got to get this information. We got to get out there. I mean, we have, like I said, we have books upon books. You can get a lot of this information, like I told you before. Make sure y'all go out and see the movie. This is the name of the movie, A Day in the Life of an Israelite, The True Hidden Colors. I am the director. I am the producer of this movie. It's going to be in Bethesda, and we have another one in Atlanta, Georgia as well. Let me see what else I want to give y'all some information on. Let me get this one. Watch this. Just to talk about the Native Americans again. I don't mean to get off subject, Mr. Ricky Smiley. Hopefully you know why they hate us and who they are. I can go in a little more in depth, but I want to share one more thing, because a lot of people do say that Native Americans are not our people or not Israelites. Matter of fact, I'm not going to give you that one. I'm not going to give you that one. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's who Esau is, Mr. Ricky Smiley. Make sure y'all get this out to them. All right, shalom, y'all. Most High Christ bless.